Professor Yoon Soo Cho from Seoul National University, South Korea. Co-chair is Professor R.C. Pradhan from Hyderabad Central University. Then, Professor Chirapat Prapandvidya is our speaker. He is from Silpakorn University, Bangkok, Thailand. Sitting to the left of chairman is Sri Sunil Parekh, representing Holistic Science Research Center. Next to him is Professor Do Thu Ha from Vietnam, Hanoi. Professor Do Thu Ha had a session yesterday, special evening SRMT session. She had to miss the flight on account of sickness of her mother, but she continued the decision and came today morning. So we are providing her a slot here. Then to the left side, Professor Tang Min Jun, you know him very well. He is from School of Philosophy, Fudan, Shanghai. So without taking much time, I request Professor Yoon Soo Cho, chairman of the session, to begin the proceedings. And I also request her to moderate the sessions. Thank you very much. Professor Yoon Soo Cho.
Yeah, let me, please permit me to be the moderator for this particular session. This session, Philosophy of Happiness, Means and Ends is the theme of this session. Now I request Professor Chirapat Prapandvidya from Silpakorn University, Bangkok, Thailand to deliver his lecture.
Respected chairperson, distinguished scholar, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for giving me the opportunity to participate in this August gathering and very big conference. The topic I will speak is holistic view of Buddhism in Thailand based on early epigraphic evidence. The teaching of the Buddha is meant for God and human beings to get rid of their suffering. The Buddha found a way to get rid of suffering and taught the same to the people of India 26 centuries ago. Holistic view of his teaching is found in the Pali Tipitaka in several places. After the first sermon at the Deer Park, he got 60 disciples who became the Arahantas. He sent 60 monks as the first batch of his disciples to propagate his teaching. For the benefit and the happiness of the mass, he used the word Charata Bhikkhave Charikam Pahujanaya Hitaya Pahujana Sukhaya Lokanukampaya Attaya Hitaya Sukhaya Deva Manutsanam Desetha Dharmam. The early teaching of the Buddha reached the region which is the present-day Thailand as early as 5th century CE. Contact between India and Southeast Asia, the Nidesha, a commentary on the Sutta Pitaka on part of the Buddhist Pali canon, ascribed the Sariputta as great disciple of the Buddha, described about the Indian merchant who traveled to different land seeking wealth. Some of the places, such as Suvarnabhumi, Takola, Tamali, must have been located in Southeast Asia. Some identify Takola with Takuapa and Tamali, or Tamralinga with Tamralinga in southern Thailand. The Mahavamsa, the Chronicle of Sri Lanka state that during the reign of King Ashoka, Thera Putta and after the 3,000 sent Thera Sonai Uttara to Suvarnabhumi to propagate Buddhism. The earliest inscription found in Thailand seem to be the two seals, of which one is of unknown provenance, and the other was found in Khuon Lukpat in Krabi province in southern Thailand. The former was ascribed with Ashokan Brahmi, and along with it, the Ratna symbol. It reads Sapriyasha of Sapiya, while the latter was inscribed with Brahmi script of about 2nd century BCE, probably in the Prakrit language. It read Brahma Dinasa of Brahmadina. The oldest Buddhist image found in second. There are two Buddhist images found in very early, found in Indonesia, and another one is Vietnam. It belonged to about 4 to 5 century. Buddhists in Thailand during 5th to 6th century CE, the early inscription in Pali belonging to 5th to 7th century CE and using script derived from the one used the Pallava dynasty of South India were found in great number in the central part of Thailand, especially Nakhon Pathom province, where the Dravati kingdom is believed to be situated. The most prevalent inscriptions are those that give the essence of the Buddha teaching, known commonly as Ye Dhamma, the word. The meaning is the Tathagata taught about the cause of those things that come into existence due to some cause, and that they will come to an end. That is the philosophy of the great sage, the Buddha. It means that it is due to certain cause that things come into existence. If the cause ceases to exist, the thing caused by it also caused to exist. Nothing is therefore permanent. The verse might have been so important even during the reign of King Ashoka that he recommended it to be studied seriously by monks, nuns, lay disciples in his rock inscription of Kolkata Bairat. The Ye Dhamma verse of the same period inscribed in golden place using Brahmi script of certain class of 6th centuries CE was also found in Myanmar. Another inscription was of this period are those in teaching of the Buddha regarding the dependent origination, Paticca Samutpada. Few fragments are found, but the full one can be traced from the Tripitaka. Its meaning is as follows: from ignorance come confirmation, from confirmation come consciousness, until at the end, power cause the jati or birth to take place, and from birth that means suffering, lamentation, and despair is the result. If we can get rid of ignorance, then there will be no suffering. We have also found a very old inscription of the Paticca Samuppada in India about 2nd century CE. I now come to a very important inscription found in the southern part of Thailand. It is about the first sermon of the Buddha. The inscription on the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sermon of the Buddha, was also given special importance in this period. The fragment of the inscription on the whole Dhammacakkappavattana or part of the sutta were also found in central part of Thailand. The text sometimes inscribed on different parts of the Dhammacakka. Sometimes on the pillar supporting the Dhammacakka, sometimes on the base of the Dhammacakka. The complete text of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta can be traced in the Tripitaka, and its summarized meaning is as follows. Ascetic must restrain from two extremes. One is life of pleasure and other is life of mortification. He must follow the middle path, namely the right faith, right resolve, right speech, right action, right living, right effort, right thought, right self-concentration. The Buddha said he had removed the both extremes and discover the middle path, which given him the eye to know the truth that leads finally to Nibbana. Then the Buddha said about suffering, dukkha. Birth is suffering, old age is suffering, sickness is suffering, death is suffering. To be united with the unloved is suffering. To be separated from the loved is suffering. Not to obtain what one desires is suffering. In short, the fourfold clinging to khandha, that means corporeal form, sensation, perception, conformation, consciousness, is suffering. Then the Buddha said about the cause of suffering, which is desire, tanha, which leads from birth to birth. Desire must be abandoned. Then he talked about the sacred truth of the extinction of suffering by means of getting rid of desire. Then he talked of the sacred truth of the path leading to the extinction of suffering. It is the eightfold path mentioned above. The Buddha claimed that unless he had the knowledge and understanding of the Four Noble Truths, he had not attained the supreme Buddhahood. At the end of the first sermon, Kondanya, one of the five ascetics, saw the truth and exclaimed, whatever is subject to the law of beginning, all that is subject to the law of decay. Comparing with the inscription found in Bujang Wanlem, Malaysia, which had been dated at 5th century BCE, the early Sanskrit inscription in Thailand of the same period probably be found at ancient monument of Yarang district, Pattani province, southern Thailand. They were inscribed on a votive tablet made of clay with the figure of stupa or Buddha image on them. The most prevalent inscription most of them are fragmented and are in Sanskrit verse beginning with Ye Dharma, which is the counterpart of Pali version. The other fragment inscription read Dukkha Samudaya Nirodha Marga, suffering, cause of suffering, extinction of suffering, path leading to the extinction of suffering. This is the first sermon in short. The Sanskrit inscription found in Bujang Valley, Penang State, Malaysia, using Brahmi script of the southern class about 5th century CE, consists of two Sanskrit words and fragmented passage. And following that, Ye Dhamma is a word in Sanskrit meaning the action, karma, accumulated through ignorance is the cause of rebirth. One will not be born if his action was done with knowledge. The meaning of the fragmented passage is follow. Of the Buddha, Gupta. So it means that there is a relation between India and Southeast Asia from this inscription. very early. The Sanskrit inscription in word beginning with Yeta. So I come to conclusion. The contact between India and Southeast Asia must have taken place sometime before Christian era. But it became active in the early Christian era, as evident by artifact and inscription. The earliest inscription found in Thailand possibly are the inscription of Sanskrit found at Yarang, Pattani province, southern Thailand, which may belong to the same date of inscription found in Bujang Valley in Malaysia. These inscriptions and other Sanskrit inscriptions confirm that early teaching of the Buddha has reached the region which is present-day Thailand as early as 5th century. It may also suggest that Mula Sarvatiwadin of Theravada school exists in Thailand during 5th to 6th century, side by side with Theravada school, which used Pali in its scripture. As for the early teaching of the Buddha, which is meant for getting rid of suffering, it stresses that the law of cause and effect must be taken into consideration. To get rid of suffering, one had to get rid of the cause of suffering, that is tanha, thirst or desire, by following the middle path, namely right faith, right resolve, right speed, right action, right living, right effort, right thought, right concentration. Thank you very much.